This is the Carty Method Podcast.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Carty Method Podcast. Today we are doing our favorite show of the week. It is Real Photo Reviews. We do this twice a week now. I do this on Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday, I look at pictures that you're considering for your portfolio. And on Thursday, I look at photos that I've given you a very tight assignment, a very tight brief. So every Thursday, I give you a tight brief, and then you submit that photo the following Wednesday by midnight for your review here on Thursday. This week, let's get into this week's assignment. This week's assignment is pretty amazing. I asked you for a dramatic, cinematic image within your niche. I'm going to say that again. I asked you this week to make a dramatic, cinematic, or dramatic image within your niche. So we have some submissions. By the way, if you've never seen me before, I am Carty. I help photographers transition to the life of a full-time working pro. You might be a part-time photographer. You might be a photographer who's not quite figured out how to make money at this. I'm your man. That's all I talk about here is the business of photography and how to master the art of making a living with your camera. Photo reviews. And by the way, if you are a member, we have some pretty cool commands. Number one, you can command heart rate and show my current heart rate at any time. And this is accurate. This is my actual heart rate at this exact moment. So that's fun to do. And also, of course, if you hit the join button, you get the crown next to your name, the best emotes in the photography industry. You can shout out your brands. And also, by the way, secret time, if you're a member, you can use my emotes in comments. And in comments, not just on my videos, but on other people's videos across the internet, or at least on YouTube. So that's a little secret perk. Obviously, you can find me on Instagram at Steve Carty, and you can follow the Carty Method Instagram, which is the Carty Method on Instagram. And the Carty Method Instagram, the thing that's cool about that is the photos that you see here that I profile during these weekly photo reviews that I do twice a week. You see them on the Instagram, which is amazing. And we also send them out on the Carty Method Daily, which is our Substack. It is my Substack that I have now opened up to a team of contributors and writers that actually are participating and sending out posts multiple times a week. So make sure you are on the Carty Method Daily. Links for that, that's just stevecarty.substack.com. All right, so let's get into our first photographer. Our first photographer his name is Thomas Wallace, and Thomas says, "Hey crew, I got this awesome shot at Hocking Hills this past weekend and captured this shot of the lower falls. I hope to hear good things. Take care, everybody." Shot with the Nikon Z7 with a Nikkor 24-70 at 35mm f5 100th of a second ISO 500. This is Thomas Wallace. Let's get it on, Thomas. Thanks for submitting. Thomas, this is a very lovely capture. It's a little center composed for my liking. I'm going to show you again. I asked for a dramatic, cinematic photograph. Let's have a look at this as a double. So you can see one thing that I was worried about. Let me just make my frame a little bit larger. One thing that I was worried about, Thomas, is that your picture would drop right in the center, and I'm very accurate in saying that that's exactly what has happened, is that your photo, what are we calling it? A waterfall is dropping directly in the center of the frame. And again, yes, I know that there's that Wes Anderson kind of a feeling with very centered video, but this is a cinematic photograph. And when we're doing photos, the idea is to not drop the most important thing right in the center of your frame. And you have so many things aligned along the gutter, is that like there's so many things that are along the gutter that it stresses me as far as your centering. We're losing a little bit of shadow detail under here. You could definitely pull the shadows up because our shadows are actually going black anywhere where we actually would hope for a little bit more detail, Thomas. So for me, there's a couple of things. Number one, you drop this bridge. Let me just put this frame here again. You drop this bridge right here. Okay. You drop the waterfall right here. You drop your stump right here. And then you just let the rest of the picture occur. Like that's the vibe, and it has to be how you lock in horizontal composition, because again, and also when you're trying to make a dramatic, cinematic image, sadly there's no drama and there's no cinema to a waterfall that you saw. So shoot it at night, light it, like use gelled lights, put some light in here, do something in order to like push this past just a photo of a waterfall relatively centered. So for me, Thomas, this one is just not enough of a hitter. You shot it way too literal. And secret time, if you are feeling the inclination to frame a picture centered, shoot vertical. That's like, lock in this. If you have a tendency or an ism of like putting your subject dead center in your frame, just turn your camera this way. So for me, because again, I'm not sure if I asked for a vertical or a horizontal assignment this week. Did I ask for a vertical or a horizontal assignment calligraphy? That's my question. So I'm not sure if I asked for vertical or horizontal, but there's rules to both. And for me, dead center, horizontal, I say it every single week. You have to get off of that. It's a horizontal assignment. Thank you. You have to get off of the dead center horizontal. I'm going to say it probably lots today, but I definitely need you guys to lock that in. That, guys, is Thomas Wallace. Thanks for submitting, Thomas. All right, our next photograph comes from Cynthia Lilly. Cynthia says, I took more than 100 photos from all angles in this parking lot while waiting for centered was allowed, is what I said. Okay, got it. So again, centered was allowed is what I said. I mean, I think that there's certain compositions. I'm going to go back to Thomas here. I think that there's certain compositions where centered really works. Like I feel like there's some compositions where there's really no other way than doing, like, this is what I mean. When there's no other way but a centered composition, then a centered composition is what we do. Like I'm going to show you some examples. Like you're going to see this is a centered composition on this image, but I didn't need to do a centered composition, and I really wish that I hadn't. I really wish that I hadn't on this image. Here is a very similar picture where I did not do a centered composition, and this picture, for me, works much better. There's other pictures that, yes, there are times where I drop my subject in the center, but you have to understand, I know the rules that I'm breaking. I know the rules that I'm breaking. And if you look at a majority of my work, it's shot like this. If you look at a majority of my work, it's shot offset one or the other. But again, there are some scenarios, and I'm trying to find this picture of Yasmin. There are some scenarios where your subject dead center is important and almost necessary. Like here's a situation where I can't really avoid any other way to shoot this but that. Like and I also did do vertical of that because they needed the option. So, and again, the way a lot of my photos, like, I break my own rules all the time. Pharrell is another one. Dead center. I had one frame. I shot one frame of that. But you'll also see so many of my frames like this. So there has to be a bit of a blend. I'm just trying to find a couple of Yasmin that really showcase what it is that I'm talking about. This is another example of the offset and intentionally pushing her to one side of the frame. Another one here. And Yasmin, this is the picture I'm looking for. Like, there's really no other option other than really just dead straight on. So sometimes for your photo, Mr. Thomas Wallace, for me, for this, because the waterfall is so small, because it's in the distance, you can offset it. And the idea is a dramatic, cinematic photo. And for me, even on that one, like, we kind of missed the dramatic cinematic, you know? So that's my 2 cents. All right. So Cynthia Lilly, Cynthia says, I took more than 100 photos from all angles. So also, let me start from the beginning. She went to Orlando for a client meeting yesterday, drove around downtown in search of a good spot to create a cinematic image using architecture of the city skyline. Thank you. When I saw this, I knew it was the spot I wanted to work with. I took more than 100 photos from all angles in this parking lot while waiting for the train to come so I could incorporate it into my shot. I was able to frame this and include all the details and imagery that I wanted to create a cinematic vibe. Thanks for the review. Sony A7R Mark II, 35mm, f11, 1/250th of a second, ISO 100. This is Cynthia Lilly. Cynthia, thanks for submitting. Cynthia, I definitely see what you're doing here. But there's too much contrast. Like right off the top, there is too much contrast. The contrast slider is so much so that we're actually losing. Like I haven't even taken in the image yet, but at first scan, it's too contrasty. The lack of detail here in the trees, where these trees are going almost black, the inside of these in here, like completely black, that's something that we can fix. And again, for me, I don't really mess too much with the contrast slider at all underneath the train. Here, make sure that in camera, your presets, you don't have the contrast on at all. My presets are like 0, 0, 0, 0, like all the way down. So if you have contrast in camera with your presets, then you're baking contrast into your file. So try to reduce the amount of contrast that you're capturing by making sure that your camera is like zeroed out with those settings. And then in post, now we can control how much contrast that we allow in, or how much contrast we allow in our photos. There's things in this photo that, yes, it's black, white, and gray, but there's too much black point, and also the exposure, because the contrast is too far, the exposure is actually under. That says under, I swear. The exposure is actually underexposed by, I would say, 1/3 of a stop. I would love to see that, just like with a little bit of a bump. Let's look at the double frames now. I'm gonna hide my ugly mug, and let's look at the double page. Like framing wise, Sin, you're amazing. Your frame is perfect and very disciplined, and the train and the I don't know what this is called, this guard thing, this coming down, the train rushing in, like seek help, find hope, like all of this stuff is all, yes, dramatic, but I just want a little bit less contrast. So for me, I'm going to ask for a reprocess on this one. I'm going to ask for you to give me a little bit of a reprocess, and I think that it would be even better. I'm giving you love because this is framed quite well, and it is dramatic, especially as an architecture shooter. It's really difficult for you to get drama in architecture, but I think you did a great job here and incorporated a little bit of travel. Guys, that's Cynthia Lilly. All right. All right. It is I was just showing you guys my website. It's a good time to let you guys know that one of my sponsors is Pixpa, and Pixpa is like the ultimate web builder for creatives, photographers, designers, art directors. Like, I've never found a builder so good as this. And also the thing that's brilliant is client galleries, full screen, shares. You go full screen. I mean, it looks so nice when you see, hey, Stephen Murdoch, welcome. And when you see a website full screen, super easy navigation with arrows back and forth, because I'm using the arrows right now. And of course, you can actually share. You get a share link for any one of your photos. Obviously, I have right click disabled so people can't save my photos to their hard drive. And also, if you push, I selected all. If you push I up here, you get the info on every one of my photos. And that stays up as you are scrolling past Oscar-winning actor Colin Firth. So this is Pixpa is my builder, and Pixpa has been so generous as to sponsor this podcast. I am going to be talking about Pixpa a little bit more this weekend during the Carty Method podcast, because it's photo website time. Like, if you're a photographer and you're trying to get in this game and you're going only with your Instagram, it's time. It's time for you to step up and get a website. Use Pixpa. Go to pixpa.com. There's an offer code for 50% off yearly subscriptions for Pixpa in the video description that you are watching right now. Thanks to Pixpa for taking care of us and being so brilliant on the customer service and helping me rectify my domain issues and all of that stuff. So we got Pixpa rocking right now, and I am absolutely thrilled with what is happening here with stevecarty.com. Please visit stevecarty.com. And if you're stuck for a website, please go to Pixpa. That's the way to go. Use my offer code for 50% off, man. Save money. That's the vibe. Video description is where you got to go. All right, guys, that was Cynthia Lilly. Cynthia, thank you for submitting. Please resubmit this to Just Chatting with a improvement in reduction of contrast. I can see that you guys are checking my heart rate. How am I doing? Let me know if I get above 100. I'm kind of curious as to what happens. And oh, by the way, did you see that? Did you see that? When you check my heart rate, did you see that? Watch what happens in the lights in the background. Watch. When you check my heart rate, when you do it, those lights change red. So, you can't do it now because I'm doing it. But hey, Matt. Matt says, hey, thank you for your super chat, Matt. And again, Matt's the big brain because number one, Matt wants his question answered. And number two, he super chatted to do it. Matt, that's big brain. Thank you, number one, for the super chat, because you get the smoke. You get the smoke if you drop a super chat. So I'm going to give you smoke. Number two, you get a little bit of a light show. And I am going to answer your question incredibly well right now, Matt. So if I'm going to an event taking pictures of a bunch of people, do I need to have each person sign a contract? Look, the red's light. Do I need to have each person sign a contract to allow me to use their photographs in my portfolio, social media advertising? Very interesting and such a good question. I'm actually going to hit the like button on that question. This is the deal. You'll notice when you go to a wedding lately in the 21st century that there's usually a sign outside of the wedding that says this: by entering this wedding, you know you're giving us the permission to capture your image, showcase your image in photography. There is a wedding photographer here. His name is X, and he will be capturing images throughout the day. In coming to this wedding, you are giving this photographer the exclusive permission to take your photo. So what we do is you do just that, is you print up a, hey guys, just so you know, there will be photographs taken at this event. If you do not want your photograph taken, please come up to me, tap me on the shoulder and say, don't take my picture. And I will happily not take your picture. For everybody else who doesn't do that, by the way, who did I just? John Parks, thanks for subscribing. Welcome. John Perks, welcome. So what you do is you put up a sign, Matt, and you'd say, everybody who is here, your photo is going to be taken. Next thing is, if they are at a public event, you're allowed to take their pictures. If they're at a wedding, you're allowed to take their pictures. You know what I mean? Now, do you need to have an individual contract for every single person? No. Like, you just don't, but again, it's definitely helpful to put like one of those signs, and when you're like, hey, when you say this, can I take your picture? And they say yes, and you're in that kind of a venue, they know that photo can go in a portfolio or like on social media. What you can't do is sell that photo. What you can't do is sell that photo for advertising. What you can't do is sell that photo to a company to use that person's likeness to sell the Prime energy drink that she's drinking or whatever. Like, you can't do that without a model release. And the model, like, that's just a no-no. So what we do is we say, hey, this shot's so great, it might go in my portfolio. I hope that's okay. You know what I mean? You just say that. Or, oh my God, this shot's so great, it might go on social media. I hope that's okay. And they're like, oh my God, no problem. Like, you just verbally say it. And if that helps you, my friend, that's the kind of question that I like to answer, because it is a good one. It's a good one. Guess what? We got a new command. We got a new command, baby. I wonder if you guys can figure out how to do that command, because I'm not going to tell you. All right, guys, that was Cynthia Lilly. That was a question from Matt with a $10 super chat. Matt, I hope that answers your question. Let's work on getting you, Matt, to the point where you are actually making pictures instead of taking pictures. Let's see if we can get you making pictures instead of taking pictures. Once you're in the flack where you're making pictures, once you're in that vibe, now you can control the narrative a little bit more, because it's actually you. You're the one who's controlling it. So yeah, that's the vibe. Is I want you to think about how to shift from taking pictures to making pictures, and you won't have any issues when it comes to the question that you're asking me right now. Okay, by the way, one of you guys got the command right, but if you try again, one of you guys got the command right, but if you try it again, it might work for you. All right, so let's get into our next shooter. By the way, I'll say again, one of you got the command right, two of you actually. All right, guys, that was Cynthia Lilly. Let's get into Mike Lilly. Mike is Cynthia's husband. Mike says, hey, Carty crew, this week's assignment was not shot in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Cynthia just wanted to hear me say again. As always, thank you for your continued support and indulgence. Sony A7 III, Sony 85mm 1.8. And I'm wondering why you guys are actually getting that code right, but I'm wondering why it's not working. Interesting. Try me another code to make sure that we're still going here with the ATEM. But yeah, you guys got it. You should have it. It should be working. Okay. So we're still working here. My God, look at all that stuff on my screen. All right, Mike Lilly. Sony A7 III, Sony 85mm 1.8, f9, 1/80th of a second, ISO 100. This is Mike Lilly, everybody. Mike, let's get it on. Dramatic, cinematic, horizontal. So let me look at this as a double. I guess I see what you're shooting. I'm just having a hard time with the dramatic cinematic. I feel like everybody is kind of missing the dramatic cinematic. Am I wrong in saying that although this is a very cool frame, it's interesting, like the dramatic cinematic, like I'm having a hard time seeing the dramatic cinematic in this frame. And the trailer, I definitely see. Behind the truck, I definitely see, and the view down the road, but I'm having a hard time grabbing the dramatic cinematic from this picture. And again, the niche of yours, shooting architecture, and travel, the niche, I'm also trying to figure out like how I'm gonna fit your niche within this. Thank you, calligraphy. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to fit your niche within this, your niche of architecture, places, lifestyle. So, Mike, this one's almost like I'm asking you for a different photo. I'm asking you for a different flick to like basically break my brain. That's what I'm asking you for. Can you give me another picture that shows the dramatic and the cinematic? Because I'm not sure this one actually hits it. It's a little under. I'm going to call this under by about a 2/10 of a stop. That's not that much. 2/10 of a stop. We'll call that under. And again, 2/10 is just a touch. It's just a touch under. Sorry, I just got to open a program here. Here we go. So because of that, it's just a little, I will call this under by 0.2, which is like 2/10 of a stop, 20%. Give me a little bit more, give me +2 to balance this because we're losing a little bit. And don't go too much with the vignetting. And also this is quite, although you've left a gutter for my magazine, it's still quite center focused. I just want something else from you, Mike. I think that this one is this is just missing our mark. Guy, this is Mike Lilly. I want shots, dramatic, cinematic from both you and Cynthia. You guys will have fun this week because if you watch Tuesday's episode, you know what next week's assignment is. I will tell you at the end of today's episode, but you will be able to have an opportunity to not only submit for that, but also reshoot what you both did this week. Cynthia's picture was better as far as getting the dramatic and the cinematic. Contrast it needs to be fixed, and contrast needs to be fixed a little bit on yours too, Mike. I hope that helps. Guys, that is Mike Lilly. Mikey. All right, guys, where are my 11s? I'm looking for some 11s right now. I need an 11. Somebody needs to crush this one out of the ballpark right now for me. This is Taylor Valentine. Taylor says he's going to evoke that Wes Anderson feel with this lifestyle shot. Did some massaging to get the colors to pop, just to get that shade of blue for the sky, and drop the contrast a bit. I hope it's not too posty, though posty seems to be kind of the look. Anyways, thanks for the nuanced review. Camp cooking with Wes. Nikon Z6 Mark II.
Nikon 40mm f2. Shot at 5.6, 1/250 a second, ISO 100.
This is Taylor Valentine. Taylor. This is very Wes Anderson, and this is very center focused, and this is very, I'm going to say, acceptable as far, I mean, again, it's the dramatic cinematic that we're trying to get. Like, the dramatic cinematic, for me, Taylor, with this particular picture, if this is going to be your shot, if this is going to be your framing, What my suggestion is that you shoot it at a different time of day. So we have like some crazy drama in the sky. You use that gelled light that we used in a different photo, and you take this gelled light and you throw that gel back there into the background to hit those trees. And then you throw another gelled color down here to give you like some sort of oomph that makes this picture more than just like 3 chairs in the forest. Sadly, the light is gone, so you don't have any kind of cinematic sun or any kind of and it's like just before that time before it gets dark. So it is in between light and no light. So it's just the wrong time. The shot is very literal, and I'm actually not upset with the center composition here. This is, again, one of those situations where I'm okay with it, but I want more. I want more drama. I want more cinematic, and you do that with light and time of day. I hope that helps you. This is Taylor Valentine. Taylor, it's another shot. I want a reshot. I want to see that one again. Seeing a lot of pictures I want to see again, guys, to be honest. A lot of pictures that I want to see again. I'm waiting for something to blow me away. And the question is dramatic, cinematic. Can you put those two in a single image within your niche? That was my question. That was my quest for you. Guys, I want to see those emotes, by the way. If you are a joiner, if you have hit the join button, I want to see those emotes right now. Do that for me. Hit me your favorite emotes. If you put 8 emotes in a row, that actually gives you a full line across chat, just like I did right there. So give me a little emote blast if you guys are into what we are doing right. And the mental math that I'm trying to do here with all the different things that I have going on this live stream. But Macintosh is releasing my new computer. It's my computer, the new M4. I'm going to get the M4 Pro Mac Mini. That's what I'm getting. That's going to be my new. It's like the size of a hockey puck. It's so like, hasn't been released yet. It's about to be released. I have the money for it. I'm waiting. I've been waiting, and I'm going to get that. And I'm going to mount a bunch of stuff under my desk. I'm so excited. And I haven't done a desk setup video, but I promise you I will do a desk setup video before I do my desk remix video. I think it's necessary for me to do both. I'm so excited. Evan says he's getting one too. Like I'm so excited for this machine. I've never been so excited about a release since this Mac Mini, the M1. All right, guys. So this is Stu Bowden. So Stu, these are some dance images he shot for the motion assignment in August. Last Sunday, I went behind the scenes to make story images as I advised in the feedback. Same venue, same story. Also shot BTS Prep to tell the story of the day as a collective gallery. The image is their pre-show rehearsal. The lens is set to its widest, and I chose 2.8 to get the most light tilted up to capture the amazing feeling of standing on the stage of the illustrious Brisbane City Hall. Okay, so the image should make the viewer feel excited for the dance and awe for the environment. Okay, so this is Fujifilm 8XH2 Fuji XF 16 to 55. 2.8, 16, shot at 16, which is a 24 millimeter POV with a crop sensor, ISO 1000, 2.8, 1/25th of a second. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the one and only Stu Bowden. Stu. Dramatic, cinematic, yes. And for a photo that is a taken picture, you've definitely figured out a way to make a picture within this, Stu. So I'm giving you love. Let's look at this as a double. I mean, this is as good a composition that you can get out of this scenario. I think this is an incredible photo. I think it's really good. I think it actually... the light, the projection, and the perspective. I'm going to say those 3 things. The light, the perspective, and like the projection. Those 3 things, like aiming into the lights is what makes this photo magic. Aiming into this projection, aiming at these lights. This is things that, like our photography rules 101, you don't do that, but you actually do. Look at the rim that's happening on all these subjects. Like, they actually have great light, and you have great shadow detail in here, because done wrong, this is a silhouetted room. The room is majestic, like a circular room, and you've cropped it in such a way that you only see the dancers. You don't see who they're performing to. Like, this is what I would call high art. This is brilliant, incredibly well done, guys, by Stu Bowden. This is dope. Well done, Stu. This is, guys, dramatic, cinematic. This is my first 11 of the day right here for you, Stu Bowden. Well done. Well done. Oh, by the way, you guys notice this little new thing here? New? Look at this. If you become a member in the last 25, not only do I give you love at the end of my show, there's a little advertising for you right here, right now, always, perpetually. And also, if you play in chat, if you like to hang out and chat, you can see, your chat's down here. All right, guys, that was Mr. Stu Bowden. Well done, Stu. All right, this is David Holmes. See you by the shore at sunrise. 5D Mark III, 50mm 1.8, 2.8, 1/800th of a second, ISO 250. You see what I got going on back here? You guys controlling my lights and showing my heart rate. Don't ask me why the matrix isn't working. The matrix should be working, because that secret time is the command. That is the command. And why is my matrix not working? You remember? Yes. Chat message, matrix, yes. Yeah, it should work. It should work. Should work. Let me just do that. Yeah, it should work. All right, my friends. This is David Holmes. See you by the shore at sunrise. David, let's see what David Holmes has for us. David. So off the snuff, let's look at this as a double. You're composing on the thirds. We talk about this again. I'll say, I talk about this every week. You're composing on the thirds. We don't compose on the thirds. We compose on like the fourths, actually, is what we're doing. We're composing on not, like, we actually have to cut the frame in not thirds. And that's what you're doing here, is cutting this in thirds, as you can see right here. Oops, that line needs to be over a little. But this is completely composed on the thirds, yes or yes, right? And we've gone, and I say this every week, at like literally every week, David, so I get a little frustrated. This is what it looks like as a double page spread. So you can see how she is biased towards the gutter. She's biased towards this gutter, and like there's so much extra space back here. Now, I know that you're trying to show this skyline, but it is not as important as she is. You're trying to take two pictures. You're trying to take the picture back here, but you're also trying to take the picture here. Now, this is the next thing that I see right away from this distance is I see the noise in here. I see this digital noise is no bueno. I see it in here. I see it all through the flag, which is something that you're doing in post. I also see some just like shadow highlight business, because you're aiming into the sun. And when you aim into the sun, like the sun is coming this way. So because based on where this is, so that's going to make your sky not quite as blue, but you're now trying to recover it. And I'm seeing it's putting just a white like banding line over top of the sky, like the buildings where the background is. And it's also doing weirdness in here. It's also doing weirdness all in here. And over here on the flag, like this is the way that this flag is looking, it's just not how it's supposed to look. So that's post-processing. So for me, we're like, the idea is so much closer. The framing, the feet, like again, the big sky, the location, you just move over. So she's placed here. So you can see you have to cut your frame in half, and then you have to place your subject like on one half of the frame. So she goes here or she goes here. And you literally have to lock this in, because if not, you're going to be continually having to crop your images. Oops. Apologize for that. You're going to have to crop your images. Let me just zoom this up. You're going to have to crop them so they fit like this. Like this is oops, I'm trying to get the exact crop here, which is tricky with just fingers. Here we go. So you can imagine this is way closer to what the picture needs to look like. Like that's the photo where she's centered here. And now you see how the second side of the page goes right and fills the flag exactly. Like that's the crop. So I need you to lock that in. I say this every week as far as not shooting on the thirds. And I know it's difficult to get, but it's going to change your everything if you shift from thirds to shooting actually on the quarters. Like that's the sweet spot, is cut your frame in half and then put your subject in the center of one half of one side of the frame. That is your lesson, okay? And again, I might give you another horizontal experience, like another horizontal assignment right in a row, just to actually like lock this in. Guys, so David, post-processing, you need post-processing help. I want you to either work with Garan or work with one of the people on my team to help you with your post, because you are killing your 5D Mark III files in post-production. So I want to make sure that we're not doing that. So we're going to have to take you right to the very beginning and go step by step with you with what you're doing with your post in order to get your pictures like not murdered in the post-production. You're killing your files. This is something I've been trying to help you with for months right now. Let's get it fixed this week, okay? All right, guys, that is David Holmes, everybody. Thank you, David, for submitting. The photography is better. The photography is definitely better. Definitely better. And it is an idea execution, which is, again, up here. Now that you're dealing with up here, you can't still be making the same kind of mistakes that you were making when you're down here. Cool? All right. That's David Holmes, everybody. This is Samuel Salling. Gimbal balancing, ease of use rage. Always have to search YouTube for tutorials before use. Hopefully it's not Alzheimer's or dementia yet. Sony A7 Mark IV, Sony 50mm Grandmaster 1.4, shot at f8, ISO 100, ISO 100th of a second. Guys, this is Samuel Salling. Samuel. So again, this is one of those ones where the center focus, it's pretty difficult to figure out a way to do this, especially as a self-portrait any other way. And because you chose to be in this frame, it makes it incredibly difficult for you to frame it like offset, not on the thirds and all of that stuff exactly the way that you want. I have the RS2, like I have a gimbal for my R5, although I never use it. I just never use it. I have it. I bought it. I've used it twice. Like seriously. And now I don't put my R5 on it. I put my R50 on it. Guy, this Samuel is technically right. A little bit of a bump in exposure just in here. We could bump this like maybe 20%, 0.2. The forehead here is okay. You're just holding the exposure. We're losing a little bit of detail here on the gimbal, so I wouldn't mind a little bit of a secondary light back here or a reflector. I do see light coming in here. The problem is that you're holding the gimbal on the side that the main light is coming on, right? That's just this, but your secondary light, which is coming in here, which is doing this red, isn't hitting the gimbal much. It's hitting it just a touch up here, just a touch up here, just a touch here. So I would want almost like a little bit more hit on this just to give me more separation. We're losing detail in here. We're losing detail in here, losing detail in here. So there's just like, I know this is very small here, this little piece, but we're losing it. So I just want to see a little bit more, especially when you're shooting detail black on black. But the black background, like you're technically like, you're getting almost as good as me as the black with the black backgrounds, which is dope. I'm gonna give you love here as far as the dramatic, as far as the cinematic, and the little bit of a twist where like adding a little bit of humor and mood. That's Samuel Salling. Samuel, I'm giving you an 11 on that one. Thank you. Yeah. All right. That was Samuel Salling. This is, oh yeah. This is something that, I'm always trying to help. I'm always trying to help the creatives that watch, the photographers that watch me. And the biggest things that I hear back is people have a hard time finding clients. So I make content about finding clients and ways to do it and ways that I do it. But I've actually, in secret, over the last month or so, I've been working on a challenge. I've been working on a 30-day to your clients on autopilot. Literally 30 days to your first clients on autopilot. I have a program. It's a 30-day program. It's a challenge. I challenge you to do this and do all the steps. It's literally like a program. When you load it into your computer, it runs. This is, you load it into your brain. You do everything that I say to do. And then you have clients on autopilot. And you can do it in 30 days. So I'm just about to drop that. I'm still working on it. I should have it out for next week or definitely by the 1st of November. But if that's something that you're interested in, if you're interested in my 30 days to your photography clients on autopilot, first photography clients on autopilot. And again, we're still working on that super catchy name. But if you're interested in that, leave a comment and say, yes, I need clients. And if you DM me, or send me a message somewhere, I'm going to give you maybe an offer code to get a discount on that program because I want you guys to have it. I want you to experience it. It's dope and it'll like start any business. Like literally, as long as you have some talent and you have a website out there. Yeah, like clients on autopilot. I'm super excited about that. So we're just about finished it. If you're interested in that, say so. Say, hey, yeah, I'm interested in that. Leave it in the comments. All right, guys, this is Joe Franklin. Joe says I went a little bit more Wes Craven than Wes Anderson. S5 Mark II with the Panasonic 50 millimeter. This is f8 ISO 200 at 1/10 of a second. This is the mighty Joe Franklin. Joe, you did go a little crazy for me. This is a yes. The double, the center focus, like this is a yes though. Like I'm not, this is one of those things where the symmetry, the geometry, the fact that he has floating doll and floating candles above a fireplace, and it's like the black and white, like this is just a absolute yes for me, Joe. This is a yes. Yes. And funny too. Like the fact that like, look at this. Like they're above here. This doll is above. Like obviously I see a little bit of your posty post in here, Joe, because I'm a ninja. I see what you're doing in here. Just a little bit in the legs, but at first glance, you don't see that. This doll is creepy as fuck. So this is like a yes, especially Halloween times. Great framing. I'm actually giving you, yes, I agree wholeheartedly with this center focused here. This is a yes for me. It's Joe Franklin, guys. That's a yes. Crazy, 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 crazy. Wow. Wow. You know those shots that you're just like, good shit. That's one of them. Joe Franklin. All right. Hey guys, we got 52 watching, but we only have 26 likes. This is what you can do for me. Hit the like button. It'll glow. It'll go, and it's literally free. It's free to hit the like button, but it helps me because then it pushes this content out to more people. If you're watching on a TV, simply like open your phone and then watch the stream on your open chat on your phone. Like that's how you watch a live stream. If you don't have experience watching a live stream, that's what you do. It's on your computer and you're watching it and you have your phone and you're making notes in the notes app and then you swipe to the chat and then you're chatting and then you're going back to making notes. That's what we do. Especially with my podcast. Like you got to make notes. All right, this is Salim El-Madani. Salim says, hey gang, when I saw this assignment, it took me back to a set I was thinking on, or a set I was on this summer, and we used to use so many smokes machines that I thought of hunting down fog. Alas, no fog in sight until today. I added a bit of grain in post to make it a little bit more like film. Sony A7R Mark III f5 ISO 100 125th at 55 millimeter. This is Salim El-Madani. Salim. Yeah, this is another cinematic dramatic yes for me. Another cinematic dramatic yes for me. And funny enough, Salim, this picture you could have shot oh, and you gave me a full 16:9 frame instead of giving me a 2:3 frame. Salim, you gave me almost like too large a picture. You can see you framed this 16:9. That's the one thing I didn't ask for. I'm still asking for a full photo, like a 2:3. So you kind of cheated there, but I like it. I like it a lot. The thing about this photo is you definitely could have also got equal impact because the tone, the color balance, everything, like the overall green through the whole thing is epic. Like the color balance and like the treatment is great. This tree, you could easily just push this entire scene that way. And then now this bush becomes this whole side. And then it's now just you offset over here. For me, that's almost stronger but I don't know what's on the other side of this bush. Do you have enough room in order to move yourself over? The candle, the flowers is all a nice touch. The book, like this is a yes. I'm giving it to you, Salim. This is a good one. This is a yes. Again, I would like to see this back to its original 2:3 proportion because you cropped it to be even more cinematic. But again, the treatment and all the other things that you have going for you in this picture is a yes, my guy. Yes. How am I doing? Am I still alive? Okay. 77. Let's get that to go lower. Respect. Thanks, calligraphy. All right, guys, let's get into our next shooter. Our next shooter is Joshua Haney. R6, 85mm, f4, 1/100th of a second, f50, strobe with a pink umbrella. This This is Joshua Haney with his cinematic, dramatic submission. Let's go, Joshua. This is a yes. This is a yes for me. So dope. I just want you to watch your exposure in here. It's sometimes often difficult to get the right exposure in the gels. Give me 20% more here for me. And again, not seeing a secondary, like the Sinclair isn't kicking enough rear light. This isn't kicking enough rear light to give you any kind of flares, which we're hoping for. And I'm losing separation on the back of his hat. So, and I'm losing it on his jacket. So what I need is I need to see some sort of light coming in from back here to actually give us that separation that we're seeking. Like you can see here, this jacket, it would just give us a little bit more oomph, Joshua. But dramatic, yes. Cinematic, yes. I just think that there's some small little tweaks that you could do that would really make a huge difference. Mostly and funny, you see the color of this? I would get a gelled light and match this color and have that just offset, kicking in that red to make it look like this sign is giving that. You can also see how these aren't really giving you enough oomph. So that's what I'm hoping for, is just a little bit more oomph. Where'd my chat go? That's very weird. My chat just disappeared. Bubba, what's up, Bubba? Glad you're here. Appreciate you. I just got to do something here, folks. That, guys, was Joshua Haney. Joshua, I'm going to give you an 11. For concept, I'm giving you an 11. Definitely for idea. What I would love to see is a redo with a little bit of rear light. Just give me a little bit of rear. That's so bizarre that my chat disappeared there. In OBS, it just like gone. Very weird. You guys are with me though still, yeah? Calligraphy. Yeah, and by the way, I don't know why the Matrix isn't working, because you are right. It is the Matrix, but it seems like all my other commands are working. So the fact that this one isn't working is actually tripping me out. Guys, that was Joshua Haney. Joshua, thank you for submitting. We have our next shooter. We have the one and only Michael Steinmetz. Michael says, after mowing for a few hours, I rinsed tie off and thought the light looked nice. Not sure I understand how to make a cinematic photo. You rinse tie off? I don't know what that means. Let's see. Oh, okay. So this is what this thing is. So after mowing for a few hours, I rinsed tie off and thought it looked nice. Not sure I understand how to make a cinematic dramatic photo. R8 50mm 1.8. 6 seconds at f18 ISO 100. This is Michael Steinmetz. Mike, cinematic, dramatic. It's tricky. I mean, let's have a look at this as the double. Like, you framed this well. I mean, the bucket, again, it's tricky. It's tricky, and I know this is the type of industrial tools, equipment that you shoot. I mean, the cinematic part, like for me, it would be show more of the scene. Like that's how I would have captured this one, is I would have, let me just draw a little diagram here. Hello. There it goes. Why am I not getting me cinematic brush here? Okay, so What I would have done here is, we're just going to draw a little square here. What I would have done is put your, make a scene, and I would have put your tractor here. I would have put your tractor on one side and just let this be a scene. So we can imagine the context of the scene, having this so dominant in the front. It's definitely that is the main thing, but it doesn't give us enough context. And I think context is what makes it cinematic. It has to have a stance or context. Show me the lawn massive and show the tractor small, as if this one tractor just took care of all of this grass, or it has to be, I think with you, in order to do dramatic, the picture with you with the guy grinding with the sparks, cinematic, dramatic. That's the picture. This, it lacks that oomph that you've shown that you can do before within this specific niche. So yeah, to me, this one's a bit of a miss because it's just more just a hero. It's just a hero. But even still, to make it even more of a hero, you have to hit it from the right angle, and the shiny, you have to go ham and clean this as if it's almost brand new in order to do product style photography, or shooting it in use. It's got to be one or the other. This one missed a little bit for me, Mikey. That is Michael Steinmetz. All right. Sean Thomas. So, hey, Carty crew. Hope you're well. Porsche just revealed the brand new generation of 992.2 GT3 on Friday. That being said, even though I shot this earlier than this past week, I thought what a better time to release my dramatic cinematic version of its predecessor, the 992 GT3. Enjoy my center focused horizontal since it's allowed. EOS R 45mm Tamron 24-70 2.8 1/60th at 1/60th of a second at 7.1 ISO 100 natural light. This is Sean Thomas. Sean, this is killer. I want you to watch the contrast, because your contrast is almost going a little bit too hard. You see how we're getting too black in the trees here, too black down here, little bit too black underneath the car. We're losing that detail, that insane detail that we need. You see under here? And again, you're shooting EOS R, or is it RP? Shooting EOS R, which is just, it has a tendency to be higher in the contrast. So make sure in camera, you make sure that your contrast, is at 0. In camera, make sure your contrast is at 0, because you can see under here, we're losing tire and shadow detail. Over here, we're losing tire and shadow detail. So it's just and again, Sean, I can talk to you like this because you're so talented, and I can talk to you about this because I know you, I've worked with you for half a year to get you to the level that you're at right now. So this is nothing that should be offending you at all. I just want you to look at how black these shadows are going and how we're losing the wheel here and here. That tells you it's too much contrast. In here, how dark that's going, that's telling you that we're losing contrast. Or it's too much contrast. Up here, how we're not seeing these window frames anymore. That means we're losing contrast. So you're losing the shadow detail against the black. So those are the tells. Those are the tells that we look for when we're shooting or when we're processing to make sure that we haven't gotten so far. Other than that, Sean, this is a yes. Other than that, this is absolutely killer. It's a perfect double page. And yes, it's center focus, but it needs to be. And I understand it. You've given your car a little bit more space. You've lowered yourself, although you could lower yourself even a touch more. You kind of got to watch like just not seeing too much of the top of that hood there and a little bit more of the under of this car. But Sean, this is it. Like you get it. Like you get it. This is dramatic cinematic and it's an 11 for me. So yeah, you got it. That's just do those small little like tweakies that I mentioned. And Bobby is your uncle. Chatty. We're doing a little test here on my OBS chat. Like it still works. Hey, Garan just gifted a single membership. Thank you. And Anton Dudis, you just got gifted by Garan. Thank you. We're going to get a little light show happening and a little smoke happening. I'm wondering why my backlights didn't change. Why did my backlights not change? Hey, stop. But yes, my friend, thank you, Garan, for gifting. That is very generous of you. Garan Rath gifted another membership. Like this guy's gifting every day now. So, it's almost out of control. I got to make sure that my chat lines up. My chat's a little low. You see that right there? It's a little low. I'll fix that. Sean Thomas, this is a yes, my guy. Please note all my fixes that I mentioned. All right. Let's see. We're getting into the final few. This is Benja Lee, also known as editor of the stars. He is my full-time editor, Benja, but also an incredibly capable photographer. Unfortunately, I didn't get out this week, but I did make do indoors. White wall plus RGB tube lights. Fuji XT5 56mm, shot at 1/60th of a second, f 3.6, ISO 800. This is Benja Lee. Benja. Yeah, crushing these self-portraits, Benja. For me, you could have definitely offset this one. It didn't need to be 100% square on. You could definitely have offset this silhouette here. Would definitely still have worked. Obviously, I don't need to show you this as a double because you know clearly it's going to drop on the gutter. But even though you creatively placed yourself on the gutter, and it would work as a double. This is a yes for me, Benja. And the white wall, the use of gels, you're getting really strong with your use of gelled lights, like really strong. It's one of your isms. Is it cinematic? Yes. Is it dramatic? Yes. So 100% I'm giving this to you. This is a fantastic self-portrait and literally should be your new profile picture. That is Benja Lee, everybody. Benja. Well done. Great shot. Great shot. Great. All right. Benja Lee. Well done. Ammon Thompson. It is the first rule of Fight Club, which is to don't talk about Fight Club. Fujifilm X-T5 27mm 1.2, ISO 125, 1/250th of a second, f11, strobe with beauty dish, hair light strobe, backfill flash with gel. This is Ammon Thompson. Ammon. Dramatic, cinematic. This is a nice new self-portrait for you. Like this is strong. I mean, again, where I allowed you guys to go center focused, I said, yes, you can. Still, you could push yourself over just a touch. And it would not make any difference with the drama or cinematicness of this photo. This photo would also work as a vertical, which you can see right here, how this would actually work no problem as a vertical. Like that's what it looks like. Hey, Eddie Laws, thanks for hanging out with us, man. I appreciate you. This is what this would look like as a vertical. So you can see there's no issue with it that way either. Only we're wasting too much of our already APS-C sensor. So these are things that I want you to think about when you are composing these frames. This could be many things. For me personally, I would have offset you a little bit more. And again, I will just show that effect. I would have offset you. Oops, don't go that far. Let me just open you up just a touch and just push you over just a touch and then show you that double. Like I would have offset you just a little bit more, you know, put you over just a little bit more like in here. And then it's super intense, but you also have that second page, right? So again, it's a small thing when you're shooting selfies. It is tricky to like get yourself in the right position so you're not like so you're offset. But that's the small things. Your technical is amazing, Amond. Like your focus, your exposure, your shadow detail, like you leveled up here. Like this is literally I'm gonna say a third over what this is. So you have but it's not so bright that you're losing skin detail. Also exposure. This is perfect exposure, like actually spot on exposure. And the background gradient, like what you have going on back here it's just good. It's just good. I'm going to give you all the props. That's an 11 for me, Ammon Thompson. That is an 11 for me, Ammon Thompson. Well played. Very well played. All right. Haven't seen you on this camera today. Hello. I'm over here. This is the second camera. Haven't been using this enough today. But with this camera, you can see that I just hit 21,000 subscribers. Thank you, by the way, if you've become a subscriber recently. You hit me over the edge. We're at 21K. It seems like every time I look at this clock, it's like another 1,000. So if you found me recently, thank you. I am grateful that you found me. And yeah, consider hitting the join button. That's what all the cool kids are doing. And that's how I'm able to continue giving you commercial-free content. You know what I was thinking? Just for shits and giggles, I was going to do a live stream, but let commercials play just to show you how bad that experience is, to just encourage you to become a member. Like, I was thinking about doing that. But we're going to hold that off. Maybe some more people will become members. We are getting very close to our goal of 200 members. I'm looking for 1,000 super fans, 1,000 true fans to become members of this channel. If I get 1,000 members and each time we hit like a good milestone, our next milestone is 200. When we get 200 solid members, because understand many of these members are gifted. And what you can do is if you're gifted a membership, what you could do is pay it forward by gifting someone else a membership, or you could pay it forward by once your membership gift expires, sign on as a real member so you can keep it going. Because right now we got like 40-ish or 50 people-ish coasting on gifted memberships. So it'd be great if you could convert those to actual legit memberships because they're going to get taken away from you. It happens every 30 days. All right, guys, thank you. Let's get into our last and final shooter. His name is Garan Rath, and he said this: we broke out of the product niche for this one to celebrate our last shoot in the studio. He's moving from outside northern South Africa into southern South Africa, into the heart of the beast, which is Cape Town. He's moving to Cape Town from where he is right now. Garan says he broke, and he's a product photographer, formerly a people photographer, but also he can shoot anything. And he made this composite out of 15 photos. 15 photos. We saved the craziest effort for last. So, mountains are charcoal. The shield is a beauty dish. The spear is a boom arm covered in vinyl. And my favorite is the barbarian sword, which is a 4-centimeter pendant my daughter gave me 7 years ago. Angel of Wrath. Sony A7R Mark III Sigma 70mm art lens. shot with a 100 millimeter f16 at a 2/50th of a second. Lighting was a Stobex FFXS60 and a Godox QT600. This, ladies and gentlemen, is our last and final picture of the day. This is Grand Wrath. Let's go. Garan, I can't believe how far you went for this photo. Look at how far this guy went for this photo, this composite. Him and his wife, like, both went absolutely insane. Look at this as a double page spread, Garan. This is probably one of the coolest things that you have done. This is exceptional. Like, so good, Garan. Like, this is unequivocally an 11. And the fact that you created this as a composite from 15 different images. Look at Michelle. Like, it's amazing. Look at you with the shield. And like, yeah, this is everything, Garan. Like, I mean, you went way beyond the call of duty for an assignment. But I gotta say, this photo will go down in history, and you will have this blown up and framed in your house. This is outstanding. And I'm hoping that you recorded or did a screen recording of you building this composite in post, because it is so utterly fantastic. Like, I am absolutely blown away. Like, holy moly, this is gorgeous. Guys, Garan Wrath, our last and final shot of the day. I hope someone clipped that. Holy moly. That was mental. Wow, Garan. Okay, guys, so it's time for your photos of the week. What I'm going to do is how many people we got watching here? And by the way, I never look to see how many people are watching me. I think it's vain. So I never know how many people are watching. So we got 54 people watching. This is what you can do for me, is if you enjoy these live streams, tell a friend. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. While I get together my photos of the week, watch this.
Treat everybody like a superstar. Famous people less like a superstar. I treat famous people like real people. I started as a photographer, I would say professionally, when I was 20. My brother's a fine art painter, heavy influence on me, and I couldn't paint, so when I discovered the camera, it was really easy for me to express myself creatively. Everybody's in the business of glorifying celebrities, so capturing them, it's already glorifying them by photographing them. So if I can get them a little bit more understated, I feel like it brings up the real. In 1997, I shot Tom York from Radiohead, most important picture of my career. In 2001, I shot Pharrell Williams for Peace magazine. Again, very important picture. Colin Firth, a week before he won his Oscar. Career moving pictures where that picture propels a whole new wave of clients, a whole new wave of people looking at my work. I think pivotal career-changing pictures are more important than favorite pictures, because they're all my favorites. The whole idea is make good stuff and share it and do it every day.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. I think we got our photos of the week. I am pretty thrilled with the shooters that we have here. Very thrilled with the shooters that decided to step up to the microphone. I think we got some absolute winners. And I am going to give you our winners chicken dinners right now. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, All right, can we do this in a specific order, please? Can we do this in a specific order, please? Here we go. Okay, guys, we have dramatic, cinematic. Okay, we're doing it in this order. Dramatic, cinematic. We have a bunch of photos of the week, and we have one. We're gonna call this. We're gonna do photos of the week. And by the way, photos of the week are very important. If you win a photo of the week, this is incredibly valuable if you get this Carty seal of approval. But know this, I don't know if I'm going to be giving multiple best in shows anymore. I'm really going to just pick the one. And unless the only time I'm going to give multiple best in shows is if I can't decide. Straight up. If I can't decide between two photos and they have to just hit the brief, 100% they got to hit the brief. Like it's got to really speak the brief. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, these are your photos of the week for cinematic, dramatic pictures for you, for your portfolio, for your niche. This is our first photo of the week winner. Goes to Sean Thomas. Sean, that's a photo of the week from me, buddy. Let's get it on. Photo of the week. Congratulations, Sean Thomas. Photo of the week. This is another portfolio killer. This will serve you incredibly well. You'll be very happy with this in your book. That is a photo of the week, and that is Sean Thomas, people. Sean Thomas, our next. Our next photo of the week winner goes to... Photo of the week winner goes to Emin Thompson. Emin, photo of the week. This is smashing. Your technical prowess is killing right now. I want to see this photo with a female. I want to see this with a male with the same light, with a female with a little bit more gentle light. It's a bit dramatic for you. Obviously it works, but for a female, you're going to want to be that a little bit softer. But I want to see now these kind of executions and this level of technical prowess. I need to see this again. This is Emin Thompson, photo of the week. And our next comes to our next photo of the week for dramatic, cinematic. Goes to... It's Joshua Haney, everybody. Joshua, photo of the week for dramatic, cinematic. Please note all the things that I said regarding detail, losing the hat, and such. But it's a fantastic picture. This is Joshua Haney, photo of the week. Yes or yes? You ready? You still with me? Let's get a little bit of smoke. Let's get a little bit of atmosphere in here. Let's check my heart rate to make sure I'm not dying. 73. I haven't got above 100 today. By the way, it'll get yellow. If it starts to get high, it'll get yellow. And then it'll get red if it gets really high. But I'm trying to not, I'm in a good vibe today. So we're happy in the 60s, 70s. But it actually keeps me in check too. I like checking my heart rate. It actually keeps me in check. By the way, look at my lights, how my lights change when that changes. I've been programming. Know that I've been programming the stream. I've been working on this like all week, guys, all week. And the best thing from Twitch was the integrations and the games and the chat thing, like the things that you could activate with chat were just so much better with Twitch than with YouTube. And I've been working so hard to up the culture of my chat, to up the culture of chat, because chat is such a thing. And like communicating with people and meeting people in a live chat, like lives are like, it's it's a thing. You can learn so much, and then you move into my community, and like that's kind of where the real connections happen and the real learning and growth happens. So there's a guy who is an incredible developer who I basically reached out to and asked, just like, hey, there's one thing that you built for Twitch that was amazing. Why not build it for YouTube? And he messaged me back the same day, and he's like, it's as if you're reading my mind, because I was just thinking how maybe I should start expanding my integrations and start building for other platforms. And he's like, and then I opened my email and I got a message from you. So he asked me if I would like to be a tester. And I'm like, you got to see what I'm doing with my lives on YouTube. Like, nobody has stream control where their viewers can control what's happening on their live. Like, no one has that going on YouTube. So I do. And this shit is about to blow up because this guy's going to start building some stuff specifically for me. And we're going to go crazy with this stream. We're going to have so much fun. I got to tell you, I'm so excited. This is going to make my live game, like, I'm going to break the internet. Trust me, this shit's going to break. I'm so excited. Guys, we're not done, though, with the photos of the week. We are not done. There are more. Guys, our next photo of the week goes to the one and only Magic Joe Franklin. Let's go. Joe Franklin with a photo of the week. He went Wes Craven instead of Wes Anderson for the win. Joe, watch your liquefy tool, watch your post-processing, because, you know, I'm a psycho. I see everything. But you did a very, very good job. Taylor's cracking out. Yes or yes? Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yes or yes? Yes or yes?
And did you guys know that high quality content, that's actually my voice?
High quality content.
Like, yes, that's actually my voice.
High quality content.
So when you hear that, yeah, that's me. I just recorded it last year. And I have that voice effect. Let me know if you guys are hearing it. I don't hear the voice effect when I do it. I don't hear it in my ears. It doesn't do it to my, like, I don't hear it, but you do. All right, guys, that is Joe Franklin, the mighty Joe Franklin. Our next photo of the week winner. Our next photo of the week winner goes to the one and only Salim El Madani. Salim. Photo of the week, my guy, Salim El Madani. Photo of the week, you crushed this. Crushed. The treatment, the idea, the cinematic, like, yes, I did want a 4x3, but you gave me a 16x9, but you killed it, dude. Very excellent photo. Very happy. I mean, Salim was with me for 8 months in my mentorship program, 8 months one-on-one with him. And then I moved him into my mentorship, into my accelerator, and this guy's crushing right now. So Salim, all the way from Switzerland, Salim El Madani. Let's get it on. You guys like the heart rate, eh? I like that. You guys are like all cracking out. The Carty crew's cracking out on the heart rate. You guys like that stuff. I love it. All right. Let's get it on. Let's see who our next photo of the week is. Oh, I know this guy. I talk to him all the time. Guys, you're next. Photo of the week. Welcome back to Photo Submissions. People, for the one and only Benja Lee. Photo of the week, Benja. Well done, my guy. Benja Lee. Well done. Benja also gave me a 16x9 cinematic crop for this image, which is why we are going full screen here on this picture. Benja Lee. Photo of the week. Congratulations, Benja.
Yes or yes?
Yes or yes. Our next photo of the week. This guy, I'm going to surprise him right now. Photo of the week. I'm surprising him. Stu Bowden. Photo of the week, Stewie. Well done, buddy. Great shot. Really dramatic. Big love. Really dramatic. love this photo. You definitely hit it with the cinematic and the dramatic. This is it. This is everything. Yes. Stu Bowden, everybody. Well played. Well played. And our last and final photo of the week. And also, ladies and gentlemen, this week's Best in Show goes to the one and only, the mighty Garan Rath, baby. Best in Show. Congratulations, Garan. You and the lovely Michelle have absolutely broken my brain. This is beyond. Your skill set is beyond, and I'm wondering if you're willing to perhaps start creating some content on the composite tip, because this is magic. And ladies and gentlemen, this is your photo of the week and
Yes, sir, yes.
Best in Show. So you get both awards, my guy. This is fantastic. I hope you guys liked today's submissions. Pretty good, right? Pretty good. But I have an assignment. I have an assignment for you. And this assignment, by the way, this is a secret for you. If you're new, I spin the wheel Tuesday now. So 2 days ago, I spun the wheel. So I knew what this assignment was 2 days ago. And if you were watching live, you also would have known that this assignment was coming up. So there's no wheel spins on Thursday. The wheel spins happen on Tuesday. If you watch Tuesday till the end, you get the wheel spin and you find out what your Thursday assignment is for next week 2 days early. So you get 2 extra days if you watch Tuesday's stream. This wheel spin happens at the end. Today is the day I will tell you what the assignment is, and today's the day we post the folder. So at the end of the episode, the folder's posted. I have my man Calligraphy already on it, but you have to now wait to find out what it actually is. So I'm going to tell you this week's assignment is a compound assignment, and a compound assignment means when there's multiple layers to the same image. There's multiple layers. There's multiple things that you have to do within the same photo. This week, if you choose to do it, you have until Wednesday midnight to create a hero image at night. Okay? Make a striking image in low light conditions, whether it's a portrait, a place, or a product. Portrait shooters can use artificial light. You can use artificial light to create a dynamic nighttime scene. If you shoot places, you can photograph the beauty of a city or landscape at night. You can also use lights. And if you shoot products or if you shoot things, you can highlight a product illuminated at night in a dramatic way. This is creative night hero photography, hero advertising, hero lifestyle. Like, think of that. A hero is the feature image for the brand, the feature image for the product, the image that's on the cover, the image that opens the campaign, the image that makes you think of this company. The opening hero image. You need to make one at night, okay? This week, I'm going to say horizontal. I'm going to say horizontal so you can stay with the cinematic dramatic. Watch the gutter. Please, I know I say sometimes, or I've only said once where I've allowed you to shoot dead center, but the goal is to like shoot it bias left or right unless there is no other way possibly to shoot the picture except for dead center. If that's the case, show me. Give me your reasons why. Guys, dramatic was hit or miss. Your dramatic cinematic was hit or miss. I need you guys to ramp it up. If this is your first time submitting, by the way, you, Ty Anderson, who now have joined Photo Reviews, this is your opportunity to show us what you can do. This is now create a hero image at night within your niche, eh? Don't just shoot random shit. It's got to be relevant to you and relevant to your portfolio. So I want to see a hero image at night within your niche. Okay, guys, I hope that brought you value. We have, I'm thrilled. And by the way, you guys like the setup, you like the perks, you like the things that we got going on. People who are new, if you've never watched me before, did you enjoy? Do you like the glitches? Do you like the perks? Is that too much for you? If it's too much for you, it's fine. This means you're old. I mean, I'm old. I'm probably older than you. I'm 54 years old. I'm probably older than you. And look at me doing all of these things. I figured out how to make all of this stuff work. Crazy. One thing that is great is having the ability to control those lights with a push of a button. That makes me very happy. We can make it the green light district. We can make it the red light district. We can make it the white light district. I love it. Guys, make sure you subscribe. If you are obsessed about photography as we are, we're pretty obsessed over here at the Carty Method. And also, give Garan some props. And speaking of Garan, if you're interested in seeing Garan, maybe on my channel a little bit, maybe a little bit of an interview with this guy, I've been trying to coax him into, making a little bit of content here and teaching y'all. He's just about to move his studio, so we do have all of this aligned for like January. But nudge him. Say, hey, Grant, make a video. Teach us how to do this. Make a video. Nudge that guy, because I'm trying to nudge him to start making content as well. Guys, I hope today brought you value. You know me. I am Carty, your friendly neighborhood photography business expert. I am here to help you go from making no money with your camera to making $250,000 a year. That's what we're trying to do. That is the goal. If you got the right mindset, the right drive, the right body of work, the right niche, the right passion. Oh my God, join the Carty Method. If you have no clue what you're doing and you need help, book me for some coaching, join the mentorship community, submit yourself to the photo review system that I've built up, and try to get your ass on my waiting list for my professional accelerator. My accelerator opens very soon, like in a month or so. Like we're January, like a couple months. We're at the end, so like 2 months. But the promotion wave is about to start. It is about to go hard. Like in 2 weeks, I want literally 1,000 people on my waiting list to get in for not 1,000 spots. There's not 1,000 spots. You got to qualify. So get on the waiting list if you're even thinking about my accelerator, or if it's something that you're interested in, because I want the right people in there, not just anybody. And I'm not letting in just anybody. You might be the right person, and neither one of us know unless you put yourself on that waiting list. Guys, go to the Carty Method to do that. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.
This commercial-free live stream was brought to you by the members of this channel. If it wasn't for you, we'd have to fill up these live streams with ads that would just interrupt the flow. The members of this channel make commercial-free content during these live streams possible. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month today to gain access to secret live streams, live chats, and to show your support with that crown badge next to your name. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert, even if the content you're sharing isn't yours. Be a curator and share this content with your network. If you're an emerging or struggling photographer that's trying to break free from your current 9-to-5 grind and transition to the life of a working pro photographer, that's our obsession here at the Carty Method. Register, get the support you need. If you're alone and struggling at this craft, make sure you join the Carty Method community. You'll always find help in the show notes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty method.